Logistics is the main element of defense for the front, said the Ukrainian military. Every step is thought through so that units do not run the risk of falling under attack from enemy kamikaze drones, of which there are a lot here, especially on the front line where the shelling does not stop.
The morning adjusting fire is on now. You see, this landing is already all moved. This is one knot, and it is terrible in the neighboring positions. They dismantled it to zero.
This artillery crew is located as close as possible to the front line. From here, soldiers can effectively strike at enemy fortifications. In response, Ukrainian defenders are also shelled.
Right on us!
This dugout has already been tested for strength after being hit by a Russian shell, Ukrainian servicemen joke. They say that they tried to create the conditions as comfortable as possible inside the shelter.
We made the floor of mattresses. Volunteers brought us good rubberized mattresses. We throw ours on top of them and sleep like that.
This is not the first front fight for artillerymen who work in this crew. They say that the enemy's capabilities cannot be neutralized.
We already have experience in fighting against a stronger army, fighting and defeating them, which is important, fighting with modern methods, modern weapons.
The internal routine in these positions is simple. The soldiers carefully monitor the camouflage of the artillery installations, and they pay the most attention to it at this time of year.
There is more of a war of drones. They fly in very often. You see, the main parts of the gun are protected. It rises up when firing and goes down in a waiting position.
All artillerymen, in order to avoid ear injuries, work only with active headphones. Serviceman Mykola says that just a few years ago, without them, he often had health problems after completing combat missions.
After the shot, I had a headache for about 2 days, but now technology is advancing. This is a modern war. Headphones help a lot. They protect the ears. Shot!
Artillerymen fire in short bursts to make it more difficult for the enemy to track their crew.
Our main targets are mortars, SPGs, openly deployed infantry groups. That's what we mainly work on. There are also tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, but these are more rare targets.
Immediately after each shot, the artillerymen camouflage the installation and descend into cover. They say they used to keep track of how many Russian targets were hit and how many shots were fired, but they stopped after 1,000. The soldiers say they have something to be proud of, namely the defense of Ukrainian land. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Alona Gramova, UATV News.